Hey, say Harry Q here. I know it's late. I'm a night owl, so hey, this is when I'm up, this is when I'm up. For those that don't know me, creative designer and strategist. I help entrepreneurs, business owners, coaches, anyone looking for like a return on investment, really. I help them stand out and attract their ideal clients. And I do this by helping them develop their brand in multiple ways. So if their brand is centered around retreats and events, I help in that way. If their brand is centered around just like online marketing, network marketing, if their brand is centered around like a bunch of businesses and they're like a serial entrepreneur that has their hat in this and this and that, but they have different missions. Yeah, like I help all types and sorts of people. If they're yoga instructors, if they're real estate agents, just people that want to go a little bit deeper than what most people may do in their industry in order to passively attract their clients. So, I just wanted to kind of hop on here and do more of a motivational kind of thing. Hey, thanks for joining. And just kind of really, because, it's those times where like, I didn't even want to do this live. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I told myself earlier that I was going to go live twice. So really this is more about me, keeping my commitments to myself. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's difficult for us to keep our commitments to ourselves. And what you'll find is if you can't keep commitments to yourself, then you're probably not keeping your commitments to others. Oh, God damn it. I forgot to put it on Do Not Disturb. I hope it's not like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star throughout my whole live, but we're just going to go with it. So anywho, something I just kind of want to say is like, if you feel like you might want to back out, and thanks for the hearts. If you feel like you might want to back out or quit, or, if you're just like, oh, I'm so tired, like, and if it's hard to kind of convince yourself to keep going, I always like to think of like, just one more step. Or, if you're running, and you really want to make that mark, just one more try. If, maybe your challenge or like, what you had in store to bring in customers didn't work the first time, maybe there's a certain type of opportunity that you're like, oh, I'm never doing that again. Maybe try it one more time, in a different setting with a different mindset. Most likely you can produce different results. I just went to yoga, so I'm kind of like mellowed out, for the night. And I always do like 2 classes back to back. Like the one is already like kicking my butt, like I wish I just had a water bottle like all over myself, right? But what happens is like, I don't show it in my face, I'm just still like smiling like, oh, this feels wonderful, even when it, it really doesn't. And my yoga teacher today said to me, and I feel like, nobody's really watching me, I'm in here just like the rest of these mugs, but the yoga teacher said to me today, she was like, hey, Angel, she was just like, yeah, you always just super impress me, and I'm always so surprised, and I just can't believe you do the 2 classes back to back. And I'm thinking to myself like, wow, like here I am motivating the teacher, right? And in my mind, halfway through the first class, I'm like, oh, when is this about to be over? When is this about to be over? And then when I'm done, I'm like, made it. Then I'm like, I start the next class, and halfway through, I'm like, oh, why did I do this to myself? Like, this was stupid. I want this to be over. I just want to walk out, but this is going to look dumb if I like just walk out in the middle of class. I can't quit on myself, right? And then I finish and I'm like, easy, and all the while, no one knows that that's my internal dialogue, right? And this happens in business too, where, maybe we're not as confident in one area as we are in another. But as long as you're like showing up, and as long as you're like doing, the best that you can and being the best version of yourself, nobody knows. Like, people don't know. They don't care. Unfortunately, our society, we're so self-absorbed that most people really aren't really paying that much attention. And those that are paying attention, it's because they really love you, and, they want to see you grow. They want to see you glow up. They want to support you, so, you don't really have to be nervous there. But yeah, like just one more try, or just one more pivot. I used to only do design when I first was starting my business, but what was happening is that I was so effective in different ways on the business side of things that people just kept asking me, well, how do you do this? And how do you do this? And how do you do this? And I always had a damn answer. So I'm like, well, if I'm going to answer all this in these ways, then I need to might as well just chuck on the strategy parts, everything. So I wasn't always just so forward facing with saying that I do strategy. It was just kind of like a secret sauce. But yeah, so that was like a pivot for me this year, is being more open about like, yeah, I do comfortably sit well with doing both, and yeah, stuff like that. I'm gonna have a personal trainer for the first time ever in my life. I'm pretty fit, and my hobbies are are fit, like kayaking and rock climbing and like that. I'm like that kind of girl, and so next year I'm gonna actually have a personal trainer to genuinely like push me, you know what I mean? Like when you're naturally kind of like cool with something, it kind of comes easily. You're not really pushing the limits, and so I really want to start to push my limits physically, and I look forward to doing that in 2019. Like, so that should be exciting. I can only imagine the internal dialogue that I'm going to be having when it's one more rep that I got to do, or one more squat, or one more weight, increase or something, so I do look forward to that, because I think that, when we take care of ourselves physically and spiritually and mentally, it's like, it's deeper than just like one lane or the other. We got to take care of everything. Also too, like with creativity, and art, like, I tried different mediums, and some mediums I'm like, this isn't working. And other mediums I'm like, damn, I wish I would have tried this so much longer ago. So long ago. You get what I'm saying? It's late, okay? And hi, thanks for joining. And yeah, so it's just like, try one more medium, like if you were making your things out of this, try one more material to make it sturdier, or to make it, better on transporting when it comes to like, your customers liking the quality, try one more fabric type, try one more, you know what I mean? It's just like, by the time you try one more, follow up one more time, you'll be surprised of the results that you can give yourself. And I'm always thinking about this too, because of up leveling and the metaphysics and the science behind success, and how most people who are successful, they'll let you know that, man, I was like right at that point of feeling like I was about to quit, right at that point of feeling like this is it, this is my wall, like what else could happen to me that's like unsavory. And then, they do the one more, and then they're like, breakthrough or eureka, so yeah, that's just kind of what I wanted to come on here and like motivate you guys to just like stay focused with, just one more breath, one more step, one more try, one more attempt, because you're probably already there. You're probably right there. When it feels like agony, or when it feels like, this really hurts, that's when the muscles are, really, really strengthening. And so, be that physical or mental, or however you want to look at it, depending on what space you're trying to grow in, or what space you're trying to stretch yourself in, so yeah, so that's just all I kind of wanted to talk about. I know it comes up for me all the time, even in my discipline with like my little one. She's 4, I'm like, oh, time out, and she hop around, she won't really like be on timeout for real, and I'll just like sit her down one more time, and then eventually somebody has to win, and I'm winning. Okay, so yeah, just some encouragement that you can do it. Just keep at it, and remember your why. Something that kind of came out of my grief moments, a quote that I kind of made up, is like, everything happens for us and not to us. And when we kind of change our perspective and kind of be have more gratitude for those things that happen in our lives, the more we're able to reap the benefits from them sooner, because it's all about, perspective, So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna probably take like one of those Epsom salt baths or something and chill out. Probably give me like a midnight snack. Don't know what it'll be. And yeah, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Toodles.